guys. First of all, let's just address the avatar change. People keep thinking I'm a furry, so I'm changing my avatar. I use a program called FaceRig, and I just always thought it was cute that there was a red panda. But soon as people keep thinking I'm a furry, which I'm not, yeah, we'll change it. Alright, guys. Obviously, there has been a roadmap update for Star Citizen. We do currently have a live version that's currently live, an EUPU, a PTU, which is the old PTU, and also a preview. So, good luck trying to work that out, because it gets a little confusing. But they have gone through and they have put out the roadmap. They've updated 3.21, and they have also gone through and updated 3.22, which will be the December patch, which is what we've always said all along. I am obviously joined here by Ferrets. Say hello, Ferrets.
What up, fools?
Alright, so let's just jump straight into it. So, 3.21, obviously the locations, Crusader platform's been released. We do have now, obviously, the mission for gameplay, the mission consignments has been released. We do now have the Vector tractor beams for vehicles. Vehicle tractor beams. We'll get to that in a sec. We still have ship trespassers listed as tentative. We do have the Crusader C1 Spirit as committed, the Tumbra Storm as committed, and the Argo SRV, which is committed. And then we've also got the separation of the replication layer as tentative. Right. So the big news coming out of 3.21 is obviously the Spirit cargo variant, C1, and obviously the SRV. Ferrets, you've had a bit of time playing around with the SRV.
Not really.
You've had more time than me.
The only time that I've had with the SRV was flying off from New Babbage, and then I hard crashed.
Right. So you've had more time than me. But also we've been in the Discord where they have been playing around with it, so we'll be able to go through and talk about that. What are your thoughts on the Argo SRV at the moment? What are your thoughts, opinions? Like I said, I haven't even seen it in person. You have at least seen it. What are your thoughts on the towing capacity? We do have a photo of an Argo SRV towing a Hull C, which is interesting. But you know, like, what are your thoughts on the Argo SRV?
Well, I can't really say too much on it because I haven't used it too much.
No, but just from what other people have been saying, you know, like, I've only just got up, so like, what are your thoughts? What have people been saying about it? What's the sort of general feel about it when it comes to it?
Trying to think, because with the issue with the servers constantly
crashing.
Crashing. I mean, I don't think people have really had too much experiences with it.
No, and
I do know that some people have been able to use it for at least 15 minutes before things went down.
Yeah.
A streamer by the name of Axton, I think.
Yeah, Jack Axton. Yep.
He was able to use it for quite a bit earlier today, and he was he was using the SRV and the tractor beam turn on the C1, and it looked pretty good, pretty solid on it. You can You can quantum with a ship
Mm.
in tow, so that's a plus.
Right. So generally, what we've been able to figure out at the moment, judging other people's streams and what we've heard, yes, you can tow with it in quantum. It seems to be that it will pull some ships and not other ships. For example, you can't tow a C2 with it, but then we have a photo of someone here towing a hull C. Although I do wonder if this hull C is a derelict or if it's actually just a hull C. So there does seem to be some questions as to what it can and can't tow. Personally, I'm thinking it's probably weight, but others are disagreeing with that. We're not quite sure yet. But at the end of the day, it's I think it was also Pagan that was saying that he couldn't tow an asteroid. Was it?
Yeah, because asteroids technically don't exist.
Yeah, they're hard locked. Was that one that was mineable, or was that one that was just non-mineable? Do you know?
I don't know.
Right.
No idea.
So I know the ones that are mineable are supposed to be able to be tractor beamed, not the normal ones that aren't mineable. And look, obviously, guys, this patch has only been out for a few hours, I presume, a few hours. So obviously, we will go through the patch notes in a sec. That's in another video. But at the moment, it's looking promising. It's interesting, and obviously, there's a lot more testing that needs to happen. Like, for example, what happens if you get 2 ships towing it, or 3 ships? Can they tow more? For example, if you get 2 or 3 people towing a C2, will that work? Now, obviously, the stability on the servers is obviously making this hard. We're obviously down for maintenance at the moment, which is even making it harder because no one can play at the moment. But yeah, at the very least, it's always interesting to see what this sort of stuff is. And so far, I'm slightly impressed. It's going to change things. So like now, if you run out of fuel or if you have a derelict ship, you can now possibly tow it back to station. And this is obviously leading into things further down the line where obviously you'll be able to go through and you'll be able to do things like, for example, then replace components and get the ship back up and running. Apart from that, is there anything else regarding the roadmap that we need to cover for 3.21 before we jump into 3.22?
Hull munching.
Yeah, that's 3.22 though, isn't it?
Did you not say 3.22?
Not yet. We're still doing a 3.21.
Oh, my bad.
Alright, so let's jump into 3.22 since you talked about it already. For 3.22, which is coming out in December, we do have the player hair update. So this is the new hairstyles for the player character in Star Citizen. I'm wondering if this is also going to give us the character customizer as well for the new hairstyles.
Would be nice.
Then obviously we have salvage, which is structural, which is munching as you were talking about. We have inventory cargo containers. And then we have 4 ships, which is obviously the Apollo, Sakai, whatever. The Origin X1, the X1 Velocity, and the X1 Force. Alright, so new hairstyles is obviously updating the Star Citizen character customizer with 20 hairstyles from Squadron 42. This includes long hair, tied hair, and updates to existing short hairstyles. Salvage structural, implementing the ability to transform large chunks of metal salvage from ships into refinable material. This is used and then grinder systems aboard the salvage ships like the Vulture and the Reclaimer. Now this is obviously hull munching, and this is been able to turn a ship into 15, 20 pieces, which then obviously breaks it down even further. How much are you looking forward to doing salvage structural? Are you looking forward to this, or are you going to give it a pass? Or
actually, I am looking forward to this.
Yep. Yeah, it should be fun, and it also should help with clearing up a lot of the old ships that are laying around the systems too. I can't seem to go and do a bunker mission without finding 3 other ships there at the moment. And then we got inventory cargo containers. This feature will allow players to store items and smaller cargo containers in larger cargo containers. So, like for example, if you have a large 32 SCU container, you'll be able to then open the door and then like store smaller boxes inside. Or just, I presume this is like getting into like the inventory boxes and stuff. So, like for example, weapons, inventory boxes, cargo, ammo boxes, medical, within that little medical box where it puts the gun and the refueling cartridges and stuff. I imagine that's what that is. And then the ships. We've obviously got the Santaki I, the AX-1, and its variances. To be honest, I'm not really interested in any of the ships. They look cool, they're fine. But to me, the biggest thing out of the 3.22 is the infantry cargo, the salvage, and the air styles. Out of that 3.22 patch, anything there you're looking forward to getting into? Or?
Other than hull munching? Not really.
Yeah, the cargo. I presume you'll find the inventory cargo items will be a lot more useful than you think it is.
So, if they're going to do that, then does that mean that they're going to remove player inventories?
Not yet, but in the future they will. But it depends. So, like, your ships will still have your storage if it's on there. But you won't have this, like, massive, great big inventory storage space like what you've got now. Instead, you'll have to have, like, boxes and storage boxes and crates and stuff aboard your ship. Alright. Apart from that, anything else we want to wrap up when it comes to the roadmap, or...? Not really?
No.
Guys, let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the roadmap? What are you looking forward to the most? Probably structural salvage is really good for me. I like that, the same as you. But also the inventory, and then obviously I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the C1. I do own it for the moment, although I'm thinking about upgrading it to the Zeus. But yeah, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Apart from that, guys, we'll see you in the verse.